This is actually only the second meeting of this European political community. This is the brainchild of French President Emmanuel Macron. The first inaugural meeting of the EPC was held in Prague in October of last year. It was a relative success. It went off smoothly. There were no major developments from it, but that wasn't really the intention. The intention of President Macron is to set up a pan-European forum where everyone can talk, where the messages are clear without a country needing to be part of the European Union. So that's, of course, with an eye to countries that have recently left, the UK, and also with an eye to countries that want to be in, but at best face a very long wait to be in the EU, like Moldova and Ukraine. So the decision was made to host the next meeting in Moldova for two reasons. One, it sends a strong signal of support to Ukraine and to Moldova because it's right in Russia's backyard. This meeting at this Mimi Castle outside of the capital of Moldova is just 1 hour away from Transnistria. That's a Russian-occupied breakaway territory that has been de facto independent for 30 years with Russian peacekeeping troops. Russia is frequently meddling in Moldovan politics, so this is a way of the West showing unity against Russia. But also, it was a wish for the UK that the second summit should be held in a non-EU country. The UK has approached this at kind of an arm's length. That wasn't really clear whether they wanted to participate in this. They are a bit concerned that it's a little too EU-dominated. It's been a little too organized by the European Council so far, so they really insisted they want to do an alternating track. So basically, the summits will happen twice a year, once in an EU country, once in a non-EU country. So the next one later this year is going to be in Spain. So Moldova is a symbolic choice, but it's also a practical choice for the British, who want to see this not get dominated by the EU as it develops.
Interesting that Volodymyr Zelensky was reported to be the first leader to arrive and straight into bilateral talks with Moldova's president.
Yeah, it's very interesting who's there and who isn't there. So Zelensky always has to keep his travel very under wraps until the last minute. But we really didn't know until this morning that for sure he would be there. Of course, it is just next door, so it was likely he would be there. But it's who isn't there that was causing a lot of tongues wagging last night. At the very last minute, it was confirmed that the newly re-elected Turkish president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, would not attend. And that is absolutely being interpreted as a signal that Erdogan will continue his kind of antagonistic approach toward Europe. And the opposition, of course, in that election was promising to restore ties with Europe. It looks like Erdogan is looking to do precisely the opposite by not participating in this summit. The only other country out of the 47 countries that are in this European political community that didn't send their leader was little tiny San Marino. Everyone else is there, either a head of state or a head of government, and this is quite a big undertaking. It's also a big security undertaking for Moldova. The airspace is closed. The journalists are under very tight restrictions because they are right next to an active war zone. So this is a pretty incredible summit happening here.
Dave Keating, as ever, thank you very much indeed for bringing us that scene setter. Let's now go deep.